What is up, guys? This is Jazz, and in this video we will talk about solutions when it comes down to World of Warcraft PvP. What would it take to make WoW PvP more active, make more people play the game and enjoy the game and grind rating and so on. Also World of Warcraft in general, how could it be much more popular, especially when it comes to retail? Because I think Classic is really insane right now. It has some really big numbers, lots of people love it and play it. So yeah, let's just focus on retail for a sec and see what we could do. I have a few solutions here that I've talked about them in the past. There won't be any cuts, so yeah, it's just gonna be me talking basically. I've talked about those things in the past, so let's begin. Fixing the Mmr system. A lot of people were complaining that the season was pretty deflated, and they're 100% correct. It was a very deflated season. Comparing this season to Blitz, Blitz was like 3.1 rating or 3k rating, something like that, and people that were playing Arena would face rank 1 players at 2k or 2-1 and so on. And it's not very motivational when you cannot get your duelist or your gladiator mount or anything like that. Like, I don't know how many people even have their glad mounts now. Like at 2-4 there's only rank 1 teams queuing, so let me know in the chat if you guys have the mount, if you already farmed it. So yeah, let's just talk a little bit about the MMR. How can you fix the MMR system, and how can we fix inflation and deflation? What decides inflation or deflation? Is it player activity? Because I think season 1 of a new expansion is always the most active season, but this specific season was for some reason very deflated. Anyways, my idea here is that we have the same inflation. We should have the same inflation every single season, whatever the activity of the players are. Like I don't think player activity should decide that. I mean, it could decide it, but I think it would be much better if we just have the same numbers. Like if week by week we inflate it a little bit, and the inflation when the season begins should be much higher. Anyways, the solution is inflate by the same number every single week. Let's just say 100 rating or 50 rating. I'm just giving random numbers right now. I think it should stick to like this until the end of the season. So yeah, it's very simple. It just has to happen immediately. I think. I don't think we should wait, or people should be complaining about it so that it happens. I think it should just completely inflate, especially in season 1 that is very popular and very active. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes down to that. Also, one more thing I want to talk about is that I think it's time to like remove rating. Like we're having 3.5 seasons, 3.8 seasons, 3.4 seasons, 2.9 seasons. I think ratings don't really matter anymore. It's completely random. I think that people should focus more on what rank they are, Challenger 2 or Duelist 1, or I don't know, I'm just giving some random examples, or Elite or or like Gladiator. Like unless you're like I think the way it should work is up to 150 spots. Let's just say 150 spots is the rank 1 spots. You should not be able to see anything but Duelist 2, for example. And if you reach top 150, you get to see like 150 written to you. Like the way it happens to Gladiator, you're supposed to see your rank. But I think we should get rid of these numbers. They don't really matter anymore. So people maybe feel more rewarded when they reach Duelist 1, Duelist 2. I don't think that anybody pays attention to that anymore. But yeah, maybe that would drive more people to, or maybe this would motivate people to queue it up. So in total, same inflation every week, ranking system change, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. I think adding titles, for example, titles for every bracket. I think it would be a really good idea. 2v2 titles and mount, shuffle title and mount, which is the most active bracket right now. I think shuffle should have its own mount. All should be completely different. Freeze title and mount, blitz title and mount. Like whatever people decide to play, they should be rewarded with the mount. Whatever that is, it doesn't have to be the same as the glad mount, like in threes, but there should be a reward. After that, my idea was a few years ago to add skins for spells in the game. For example, a 2.6 achievement, let's just move up a little bit, or 2.5 achievement, or 2.7, or anything like that. You should be able to change your Chaos Bolt animation with different colors, or maybe bring skins from the past, like the Wrath of the Lich King one, or the MOP one, or even completely new ones with different colors and animations. I think people would love to see it. Different type of Chaos Bolts, Frost Bolts, Glacial Spike, or Vendetta, or whatever your major ability, or Venom, whatever your major ability is, or Pyroblast, for example, with a different color or animation. People would love to have that. It would be much more fun. It would motivate people to queue up, and they would have something to chase. So yeah, skins for the game. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that outside of Arena, like you should be able to get those through Mythic Plus, through whatever raid. Not the same, but you understand the idea. I think it should be like a version like Glyphs are, but a much better and cleaner version. So it would be very obvious that you have the skin, right? So yeah, skins would be a really nice idea. Number 4 is, how do you make the healer role more fun in Shuffle? Because I played healer myself, I know how it is. I played a little bit the previous days, so yeah. There's a lot of things going on. There's conversations going on, there's whispers, there's people that are AFKing. It's a complete mess, okay? When people are grinding raiding, they're just so passionate about it that a lot of things can happen. How do you make the healer role more fun? They already received their 130 trinket, so I don't know. I really don't know how you can make healer more fun. I think just people don't care about you when you're playing healer. They're like, if there's a warrior here and he just leaps in on the other side of the map, there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot change that fact. If somebody decides to do that, there is no comeback from it, you know? Like, it's really hard. So I don't know how you can make the role more fun, more rewarding. I don't know. My idea would be to balance all healers. Like, for example, what's weak right now? Resto Shaman, Resto Druid, Holy Priest, all that stuff. Imagine that we have... Like, there's people that main Resto Shaman or main Resto Druid. You don't want to force them to play Discipline or play Paladin just because Paladin is strong. I think all healers should be very close to being balanced. Very close to each other. So that we get to see more comps in Shuffle. A lot more people, a lot more healers queuing it. So what happens if you have like more healers in Shuffle? You get to see more comps. You don't see the same thing over and over. Those guys have a higher chance to win because they're playing their main class. They're more excited about their main class. And yeah, the idea here is to have healers being very close to each other. Have all healer specs being very close to each other. Number 5 would be reworking the specs that people don't enjoy facing, and people and new players not learning anything from a game. What would those specs be? What are those specs? Those specs are Feastweaver or Hybrid Monk, whatever you want to call it, if Feastweaver doesn't exist anymore. BM Hunter, Demo Warlock, Preservation Dragon. The way you fix them is you return Feastweaver or Hybrid Monk from DPS and you just make them go casting again. And if they want to do damage, I don't know if it could be done with Crackling or any other way. It's just very annoying for a new Warlock to have a Feastweaver in his face, 10 pets from the BM Hunter, or a Preservation Dragon hard casting with Shroud up. Like, I think that this design has to get reworked. It would help out new players and it would motivate new casters to play the game. Same goes for Demo, BM Hunter, especially BM Hunter, that the pets are immune. Demo Warlock, at least you can line the pets, but I still think that you guys can give like more damage to your actual casts or to your actual shots instead of buffing the pets. And people get to see like all these kind of health bars and so on. Now about Preservation Dragon, it's just a very aggressive healer. I think it does too much damage. I think it has to be reworked, or the way the damage works has to be changed. Healers can do damage, I have no problem with that. It's just the way it's done, I think it's... Personally, I think it's wrong. Like, I would never imagine having a healer here literally spamming instants in my face while flying, while being immune and all that stuff, while playing with double melees and so on. Like, this is a complete mess for new players. You want to avoid that. You want a new warlock or a new shadow priest or a new mage to be able to play. If we put down a 1.5 mage or a 1.5 warlock against a 1.5 fury warrior or a 1.5 beam hunter, the beam hunter or fury warrior is gonna win by default, because you don't have to try to do damage. Damage gets applied immediately, unlike warlock. Warlock has to cast. Right, so that's the idea here. We could rework a few of these specs: Fist Weaver, beam hunter, demon lock, preservation dragon. Just a little bit of reworking and everything would be pretty much fine. What else do I have? Oh yeah, now we gotta talk about World of Warcraft in general. Use the old zones. Traveler's Log is a great idea, but I think we have a wonderful world like Kalimdor and all that stuff. Like, the entire world is insane. Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, and so on. Northern, like, we could use those. How do you use those? You just add multiple events. PvP events, PvE events, it doesn't matter. Just let people decide where they want to go and give them some quests or this kind of thing. Maybe add more points here. Let them enjoy the old world. It's wonderful. So, yeah. Make them maybe kill a world boss, a PvP boss, a PvP quest. Anything like that would be very enjoyable. I've talked about it years ago. I'm happy that Traveler's Log is in the game. It provides more activity. But yeah, I think it would be even better if we would have to pick the zones we wanna quest on, or we wanna finish our monthly Traveler Log. It would be a great idea. What else do I have on my list? Make World of Warcraft free to play. More players, new players. Yeah, I think it's time to happen. I think it has to happen. We need new people to join WoW. I'll show you guys my YouTube stats. I'll show you my audience, the age on average and so on. I think it would be nice. People would love it. Millions of people would join literally the next day if WoW was free. So yeah, it would be much more active in every single aspect. So these are my numbers from YouTube, guys. The numbers just say everything. I don't have to say anything. From 25 to 34, 62% of the people. 35 to 44, 28% of the people. 45 to 54, 4.4%. There's no new players playing the game. There's no new people coming in. So I think it's time to make the game free to play. I started this game when I was like 13, 14, something like that, 2005. But it's just us nowadays, the boomers, that are keeping retail PvP alive. I think it's time to make it free to play. What can I say? I think millions of people are just gonna join literally the next day to try the game out, and yeah, they would love it. Anyways, that is it for retail PvP for the game in general. I want to talk about a little bit about the changes that are coming in the next patch. Let's get into it. Right now it's time to talk a little bit about the changes that are happening. The upcoming patch is gonna feel like a new expansion. The changes are massive. I'm not gonna go through the changes. I'm just gonna talk about the tier sets. Even though they're nerfed by 50% in Arena, I just want to talk about them a little bit. You guys can check out the changes on Wowhead. They're massive, they're insane. I guess we're just gonna enjoy the new patch. It's gonna feel like a new expansion. Everything is getting reworked. It's gonna be very, very hard to balance that. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Affliction here. For example, Affliction is getting an insane tier set. Everyone is getting this RNG jackpot thing because the next patch is like a goblin patch, or I'm not sure. It's like everyone is getting the jackpots or the insurance for healers and so on. We're gonna get into it in a second. Your damaging abilities have a chance to hit the jackpot. That increases your haste, gonna be 6% in arena. Haste, casting Dark Lair. Always hits the jackpot. So you're by default having this. And hitting the jackpot, if your RNG is good, your damage for UA is gonna be increased by 50% and be spread up to 3 targets within 40 yards for 12 seconds. Okay, that's an insane tier set. They're buffing my best ability for Affli. I'm not sure about that though. Like UA being spread and buffed at the same time, I really don't know about that. That sounds very strong to me. And I don't know. Like a lot of things are getting those AoE effects. For example, what else do I have here? Let's just check Distraction Warlock. You're getting a flurry for... Yeah, you're basically getting Demon Fire Bolts. And if you cast Infernal, you're also getting Demon Fire Bolts at 200% effectiveness. But that's like a channel Demon Fire. It's not as strong as the Affliction one. This type of effect, like the AoE one, like the druids are getting a tree form, a different tree form that is immune to all CC. And when you're hoarding people up, you're getting 2 abilities. When you're hoarding people up, it automatically hoards everyone for the hoards that are missing. So you don't even have to think about rejuving or life blooming or regrowthing. It's just gonna automatically apply the hoards that are missing. So the next patch is gonna be much less demanding. Everything is gonna be AoE. And I don't know, we're just gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a new expansion. What else do we have? Master increase. Master increase. Maximum benefit for 10 seconds. Okay. That's some master increase. And some master increase for 10 seconds. And the channel Demon Fire Bolts. Let's see the Demonology one. Your damaging abilities have a chance. Hit the jackpot. That summons a Dreadstalkers at 165. Dreadstalker is insane. Casting Tyrant also gives you a free Dreadstalker, which is really cool. Hand of Cooldown causes your active Dreadstalkers to cast Dreadbite. Very strong. Okay, at 50% effectiveness. And the damage is increased by 10%. So this is like good for consistency. This is an alright set. I feel like it's gonna be strong. But nothing comes close to this one. This one is insane. Or check this out, guys. For example, Elemental Shaman. You automatically summon a fire elemental when you're hitting the jackpot. The RNG. Casting Ascendance also gives you elemental. So people will press less buttons and they will have more abilities up. And they will also AoE people or AoE heal or passively heal with insurance for every healer, for example. So it's gonna be less demanding, at the same time very powerful when you're pressing those buttons, and very RNG when you're having like good RNG. You're gonna be winning games. I hope like that there's gonna be some inner city in that. Hopefully there's some CD. Otherwise, if somebody has really good RNG, he can just win a game within 2 globals. Even though I totally understand that they're gonna be nerfed by 50% in arena. If there's no CD, then we could have problems. The only way you can avoid all of that is if you add insane HP to give like insane HP to people, or damage reduction effects that we're gonna get into dampening games again, like 5-minute games or 6-minute games. We talked about it earlier on stream. So yeah, hopefully we have some very high HP to avoid all of that, because it's gonna be full PvP matchups inside arena. So how does insurance work? That's for every healer, by the way. So Red does a massive healer buff. Your healing spells have a chance to apply insurance to their targets for 15 seconds. Insurance is consumed if any ally drops below 40% health to heal them. When your power shield is absorbed by an ally, they're granted insurance at 40% effectiveness. healing increase, and so on. So that's a massive buff for healers, since you automatically have this. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, guys. Hopefully, we're gonna have a lot of fun. The game is getting reworked. We're gonna see a lot of new things, a lot of new stuff, lots of abilities being removed. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna be enjoyable. That is it for me, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, if something could be... What could be done to save retail PvP, or what's your opinion on healers? Just give me solutions in the comments. I'll read all of them. I'll reply to you. Hopefully we get some news. I'm here to stream retail every single day. I'm supporting retail. I'm supporting WoW. It's my favorite game, so I'm here every single day for you guys. And thanks to your support, I'm able to do what I'm doing. Thanks to you guys. And yeah, I wish you all an awesome night. I'll see you guys tomorrow on stream. Tomorrow we're on front page. Hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you for everything. And yeah, enjoy your night.